All right, yo, 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 it's your boy Yoshi Kid Neo, and we are back in the world of Boridil, the adventures of Boridil. Let's see, let's do a quick test real fast for the chat. All right, Facebook went through, popped up, beautiful. Really, that's the only one I truly care about. There's YouTube, and Twitch should happen here in a second. But anyway, today's going to be more of a RP day. I don't really have any battle planned because the last session was all RP too, wasn't it? I believe it was. But regardless, today should be fun. Party's going to get into a lot of deep conversations with Medelgin. He's got some things to talk to Zuka about. The party's eventually going to come to a location that it's kind of a foreshadowing to later on, possibly. Just a little bit of what Titania is kind of up to and what they're doing and things like that. Plus, we're going to get some lid action today, I believe, because of when Angelica tried to reach out to him and she was unsuccessful. He has been trying to establish that connection to make sure everything's okay. And when they come up to this next area, as they walk through the Underdark, there's going to be enough like magical essence there to allow this to happen. So should be pretty fun. Hopefully you enjoy, and we'll go ahead and get into it.
Without doing anything, you know.
Oh yeah, it's nice. We'll see if this causes the second Great Depression.
Yo, like word. And then Elon Musk tweeted. I'm like, nah, bro, don't do that. We didn't need you to do that.
In like an hour.
I love how that Reddit kept calling him Papa Elon. Papa Elon, he coming to help us. All right. So, who wants to do recap today? Anybody? Okay, fine. Last time we left our adventurers, our misfortunate dwellers of sorrow and hate. And just joking. Anyway, you guys had just got done fighting some monstrosity that looks like this thing. It's very gross, grotesque. Definitely not of this world. It came out of this, what you thought was just some sort of light, but turned out to be some sort of portal that a lizard folk named Mox had opened because it was requested by his king, a person he referred to as the King in Yellow. Some mysterious humanoid-looking figure that essentially is pretty powerful, just based off of what you guys were able to see, and from what Mox told you about his history and how he came to meet the King in Yellow. Now, after talking to Mox for just a few minutes, the King in Yellow had showed himself, ignored you all, pushed you out of his path, and Mox was essentially given his judgment by the king, which was a very painful looking death. And as Mox tried to write his last words in the dirt with his own blood, he finally passed and was unable to finish everything except for the letter M. And the king had vanished almost as quickly as he had come to be. You guys made your way back to the Myconid home, and on the way you noticed that the sort of acid river had already turned back into the sort of underground stream of pure water that it once was, at least that you assumed it once was before it had turned into acid. The Myconids were very thankful for what you had done. They had melded with you one more time before you guys set out on your journey to essentially show you the route which was a double meaning for the root of the world tree that Alfric was looking for, as well as the route that they had promised to show you if you had helped them to get you guys to the Sleepy Peak a little bit safer. Medell had made a promise to Alfric that he would get him more of this world tree root, and he would give it to him once you guys returned to the City of Guilds, in exchange for the a meeting with Qualish, someone that Alfric has just revealed that he has been working for just a little while now. During this encounter as well, Snoopy had touched the world tree's root and had called out to one of the druids, or the druid rather, that is the protector of the Twisted Wood, Cratio. And he answered, and he revealed himself after taking a humanoid presence from the sap of the tree. And he had told Snoopy that he heard his call back when they were in the Twisted Wood, and they wanted his help, but he was unable to because he was too busy defending the World Tree and trying to stave off Titania and things like that. So now everybody kind of knows of this character, and they know he's a pretty powerful druid in the Twisted Wood. And they also know that Titania is causing him some trouble. And after that meeting was over, Medell had told you guys that he didn't meld, obviously, so someone would have to trace the route that the Myconids had shown you. He would follow right behind, and you guys could get to your location of the Sleepy Peak. And that is where we will begin our session with you guys at the inside of the Great Mushroom, at the very bottom of a fungal staircase, where you see you're surrounded in this tiny sort of antechamber, pretty much with a piece of the world tree that has broken through the rock bed. And Medell points to the door. Well, who's first?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going in first.
Okay, so Zuka starts to lead, and Medell gets right behind him.
I'll follow as well, behind Medell.
Yeah, I make it a priority to be last in line.
Okay. So as you guys are walking, song's not working. How upsetting.
Cheers.
There it goes. So as you guys are walking, the tunnel that you're in is it's not terribly large. It is big enough for, an average size humanoid person to walk through comfortably. But you're noticing for someone like Angelica, she's essentially slouched the entire time. Walking forward, she has to get her neck in this awkward angle just to see in front of her. But the rest of you, since you're not, freaks of nature, 7 foot tall, you guys are perfectly fine. The tunnel is, from what you've noticed after you started walking for about 5-10 minutes, it's pretty much going almost in a very straight path. And as you sort of look at the walls and stuff, you can tell that it wasn't carved out. For whatever reason, it's a natural forming tunnel, and it just happens to be fairly straight, which is pretty strange. As you guys are walking, if there's anything the party wants to talk about to each other or to Medell, the floor is yours.
I look over to Zuka and ask, what have you guys been doing again before I found you? Like, what have you fought against?
That was honestly like our first real encounter. I mean, outside of the demon in the water that we met, but yeah, that was pretty much it.
Nothing in particular?
Mm-mm.
And the rest of you?
What about when we were attacked on the sea?
I mentioned that.
Like, what was that about again? Like, what was the sea? What fought you there? Was it Dagon or not him?
Oh no, it wasn't him. I don't know who it was, but it wanted treasure. We gave it to him, and he destroyed the ship. Like, we had to find him.
Correction. We showed it to him, and then he was like, "Oh, hold on, let me see how much it's worth." And then he started attacking us.
And who was it? What did he show it?
It was some sort of priest. He didn't specify exactly who he represents, but he did curse a wrath on us, for the most part.
He brought a kraken.
No, he brought a megalodon.
Oh yeah, the shark.
Yeah, giant shark that I beat up, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
For all intents and purposes, you do remember the name that he yelled out was Thexrus.
I repeat that. Redcon.
Okay. And what did he want you to show him again? And what was it that you showed him?
For the most part, he wanted to find the most valuable thing we have as far as magic items in our possession.
And did
he essentially wanted to rip us off, but we only wanted to show him, quote unquote, show him what we had, so he didn't take it, and then he ended up attacking us.
And did he say like what the purpose of this was for, or did he wanted to see what you had?
He just wanted us to run our pocket.
I'm assuming it was either him just taking it from us or him trying to collect tribute for the being that he served.
And did he mention what that was, or?
Not at all. He just, for the most part, just saying, hey, like I said, he was like, let me see, let me figure out how valuable those items are. And then we started fighting.
Okay. Just curious if you guys have just the points of interest and things you've experienced along the way. That's all.
What about you, Mr. Researcher?
I was in Slidora last, and I was helping light the beacon over there. And there was this city submerged in acid, and there's a guardian that was imprisoned, and there was another entity that was keeping the guardian sealed away, and we sort of released the wrong one. We released this entity that wasn't really good at all, and it was trying to kill Qualish, and the main reason we were going over there was we learned of Qualish in the temple, but
so you're telling me Qualish is in Slidora, then?
Yes, but I don't think you'll be able to find him on your own whatsoever. It was very difficult for me to find him.
Interesting. So, getting that slice of tree that you have, that root, what exactly do you need it for, aside from needing to bring it back to your master?
I wouldn't call him my master. He's more of like a teacher, but he just wants it, and I'm just gonna get it for him. And I'm curious as well what he can do. I know he has more equipment and more of a means to research than I would be able to. So,
sounds similar to my relationship with one of my friends.
And who would that be? If you don't mind me asking.
If you have forgotten her name,
I forgot it.
Have.
No, I'm pulling it up now so I can remember her name.
Madry.
Madry. Her name's Madry.
Madry. Ah,
Yeah,
describe this Marjorie for me.
Yeah, she's elf magic user.
Okay.
She sent me on various missions trying to collect blood samples from different creatures.
Blood, you say? Ah,
Yes.
wow.
Blood.
Anything particular about said blood? It sounds like a creature that drinks blood. Is it?
No, not at all. It's for research.
For research. Ah,
Yeah.
see.
Studying what each creature does and the curiosities of the biology of each creature. Not sure if it goes deeper than that, but I tried to ask, couldn't pry any further.
Interesting. Anything else about this Marjorie at all? Anything peculiar?
Not at all.
Any items
Pretty
that would
trustworthy.
be... Anything with the deck of cards?
No.
No? Okay, just curious.
Yeah, she seems like just a researcher for the most part.
Did you just say a deck of cards? Are they magical cards?
Well, if I remember right, there was a Marjorie I came in contact with that almost wiped me my last crew out, but...
The deck of cards?
It was not the deck of cards that mainly did it. It was the fact that she helped release a vampire. So we unintentionally helped her release a vampire, and it almost killed us. She was lying about what we were being sent to do. So
you all have some very peculiar tastes.
Not friends. Don't say friends.
I wasn't going to say friends. I was going to say acquaintances. Very peculiar indeed. I think that maybe perhaps after you all do what it is you've done, and maybe once I'm done, maybe I should join up so I can make some fresh contacts. The entourage that I've assembled has started to get stale, after all.
Okay.
And you all seem to be able to allure interesting folk to your side.
Okay. Well, definitely. I'm not sure what business you have. You said you're gonna be following this group here for a little while, and then.
No. My objective is to deliver you safely to the outskirts of the Sleepy Peak.
That's what I meant. Yeah, and then we'll meet back up at the City of Guilds at a later date. Okay.
Once you're all done with this lighting of the pillar thing.
I have no idea how long that's going to take, by the way. So.
I don't foresee it taking too terribly long, unless, of course, it is trapped behind some door that takes weeks to open. I don't know. I don't know how these things work. The gods are very mysterious, I think.
Yeah, I think they're all different, the temples, so I feel like that what I expected last time is not what I should expect this time. So...
If anything of magic is involved, I'm assuming it's going to be difficult for no reason at all.
But on the subject of the pillar, I have a question for you, King Rakim, as he sort of taps your shoulder. What are your plans when you liberate your people? I mean afterwards. What do you plan to do with them?
Rebuild, really. Just take back what's rightfully mine. Technically.
And how exactly do you plan to do such? I'm just curious.
I just shrug my shoulders. I'm kind of making it up as we go along.
Main reason I bring it up is I don't believe that you're thinking about this from a military standpoint at all, are you? Do you think that Titania is just gonna roll over and let you have your empire back without retaliation?
No, not really. Technically. 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 Technically
And I'll assume you do not currently understand the state of your people? Am I correct in that assumption?
No, I know all too well.
Yes, their living conditions are very, very subpar compared to what they used to be. They've been living like this for months. I'm almost certain the last time I visited Cyrodiil, the population had dropped almost 10% within a week because of disease and famine. So you do realize, more than likely, that the moment you liberate your people, you might have a few days, a 10-day at best, before Titania is at your doorstep to completely obliterate you. How will you fight back?
Rakim just starts laughing and just says, "Let him knock," and keeps walking.
I don't think
ignoring his laugh.
I don't think you're thinking this through. Are you really saying that you're willing to condemn your people to certain death?
I keep walking.
I guess a king gotta do what a king gotta do to ensure the success of his kingdom.
Or to watch the complete annihilation of generations of work? What if I told you I had an out for you? Perhaps. All hypothetical,
Well,
of course.
Technically, it sounds like they're dying anyway.
That's true.
Hold on, who am I talking, or who's asking the question?
Medel's asking the question, but Maeve just piped up and said her little thing.
Okay, so I turn around to Medell and be like, I was like, why are you always scheming? Like, if you got something to say, just say it.
He holds out his hands in a very, like, open posture, and he's like, very well, I'll stop beating around the bush. Your people are in no state to fight a battle, and the moment that you liberate your people, however you plan to do so with the power of these Lords of Fire or Light Bringers, whatever, they're not going to be sticking around, I can guarantee you that. You need an army, and I just so happen to have a contact that could get you one within quick amount of time, enough to maybe just barely beat the Titanians to your doorstep and come to your defense.
But?
Oh, no buts. I am almost certain that my contact would agree to filling this request with his Nameless. You've met the Nameless, have you not? You saw them on the ship, I assume?
And who is this contact of yours?
The name doesn't matter, but what he can provide you does.
What are the Nameless?
The Nameless, and he looks back at you, Alfric, they're like me, except for instead of being sentient, they are controlled by the programmer. Whoever is dialed in to give them orders, they follow them with undying loyalty. And they will do it until they are terminated.
I say to him, I've met more of your kind before.
Have you?
Yeah, in the Cyrodiil desert.
Oh,
that's the first time.
No, that was me,
I think that was him.
Yes.
What?
I was fighting alongside with Nameless. We were dressed as Titanians and we held you up, remember? It was a good time. We lost, of course. It was, yeah.
I don't remember you exactly. No, you were in armor, and remember we took one with us.
Correct. I was that one.
So where did you come from exactly?
It doesn't matter my origins, but I was doing a job for somebody, and it just happened to run into you all when...
So does Titania control you, Nameless, or are they just contracted out?
Let me get two things clear. One,
Okay.
I am not a Nameless. The Nameless do not speak. They only obey. But I have a mind of my own. I am one of the few Warforged that walk this world that has their own conscience. Although I kind of toss mine aside, I just do what's most fun, most profitable. But the Nameless, they are Warforged that are built specifically to be sold to those that can purchase them and do as they wish with the Nameless. They are Warforged without any type of sentience. They do not respond, they do not talk, they do not require much maintenance, and they obey with the snap of a finger.
I vaguely recall a control wand. Is that correct?
He kind of looks at you as you guys are walking, and he kind of shakes his head. I'm not familiar with the item.
No, I just trying to remember if that was how they controlled the Nameless when you fought us.
No, they were programmed to follow my lead.
Okay, well, sorry, go on. Go your story, sorry.
Yes. Anyway, Rakim, I could get you an army of a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 of them. And you wouldn't have to pay anything. I'm almost certain the Cyrodiil coffers are void at this point in time. But what we would require would be the okay to carve out a little piece of our own right underneath the capital city. Far beneath the surface. We wouldn't bother your people. But we would have free reign while we dwell down there. And then, after the threat of the Titanians has either become null and void or no more, we would sell you those Nameless at cost, and whatever you don't sell, we would take back. Plain, simple, easy.
We'll talk about this privately later.
Well, I don't believe we'll have much time later. Once we get to the Sleepy Peak, I'm out of here.
Then I'll talk to you then.
Yes, start to think about it. Maybe your friends, and he points to everybody, have something that they could offer to help defend your country.
Huh?
I asked myself, or in my head, what do you think?
He's got a point. The Titanians are ruthless. More than likely, they're just using my people as a little puppeteering project. So that it looks like the orcs took over, and it looks like Cyrodiil's being ran as it always should have been. But the Titanians, they are relentless. If you take back your city, they will come knocking. And based on what we saw that day, I don't believe we stand a chance. Not without his army.
Alright. And remember, the objective is to save both our people. So if you're with it, then I guess I have no choice.
He doesn't respond.
Well, I know for one, I have a personal score to settle with a Titanian. So that'll be the only reason I'd tag along with something like that.
Oh, a personal score? Where did you meet this Titanian, might I ask?
Oh, at the inn. in the city of Guilds.
Kind of stops, looks at you, and you can tell he's got a puzzled expression with his eyes, even though his face doesn't really move in the way like a fleshy face would. And he continues to walk. You met a Titanian at an inn in the city of Guilds? That's rather odd.
More like she met us.
A she?
Mm-hmm. Had a companion with her. Some elf nerd with a lute.
Oh, you met those two.
Oh, you know them?
I know of them. I don't know them personally, but I know the stories. And I know that you all are probably a handful of folks that have ever gotten away alive from that duo.
I'll hold up my fingers, like I'm making little small centimeter with my fingers, like I was this close to killing that bastard, and that she would have been next.
No, you were this close to thinking you killed that bastard. They don't.
What do you mean by that?
They don't allow folks to get close to them very often. I believe they were gauging your power. And more than likely, they saw that you weren't strong enough to take them on, so they toyed with you. Titanians have a very bad habit, on occasion, especially those two, to play with their food.
Ouch.
And
That was harsh.
As Mandel said, that you just see Angelica eyes just start glowing, just getting angry at the thought of that.
There's no point in getting angry here. There's nothing to hit except for rocky tunnel.
Not trying to cave us in, so I'd rather keep that together.
I'm sure one day you'll get to try to enact your own justice on the Titanians if you choose to. But right now, it's probably not the best time. Especially considering that we're underneath the heart of their territory.
Noted.
So, little puppy, what are your plans once Zuka releases his people?
Well, I don't know.
Do you want
Do
to
I
come
look like a
work for
dog with
me?
a plan?
Not really.
Sure.
Perfect. That's actually really good
I
news.
want to find my master. I heard some rumors, but other than that,
How about, once you're done with all your business with this group, you can find me, hopefully, at either City of Guilds or Skullport, and I'll help you find your master. I think an adventure with you, again, would be quite fun.
no fooling.
What'd you say?
No fooling.
No, not at all. Honest to gods.
Well, that'd be fun.
I'm glad someone here appreciates my presence.
You seem like a guy I can trust.
I would like to think so. My intentions are perfectly clear. At least I think they are. What do you think, King Rakim?
He just kind of mumbles.
And you, Maeve? What are your plans?
We'll see.
It's a very dull answer, I'll be honest.
I'm not trying to excite you with my answer.
And he kinda gets close to Rakim. Is she always like this?
As far as I know, yes. But she grows on you.
Just trying to make conversation, get to know all of you a little bit before we part ways. So I've been having quite a blast, honestly.
Hey, you mentioned something that had me a little curious.
Cool.
So, do your kind get excited?
Do we get excited?
Yeah, like emotions, like excitement, thrill.
I don't believe we feel it as organics do. With the tingling of the skin, we definitely don't feel any type of tingling or pain. But we do, it's almost like a surge of electricity jolting through our very being when something, I guess, exhilarating is happening. I'd say it's probably the equivalent to your adrenaline rush.
Ooh, interesting. All right, I'm about to take notes on that.
Alfred.
Hey,
Or you go ahead.
Maeve. So what is your overall goal in the long run? Never said.
As of right now, I don't really have like a overarching goal except to explore the world and do what the goddesses I serve ask of me.
Interesting.
And what do they ask of you? And he raises
Little
like
things here and there. Collect artifacts. Help people out.
Do they know a lot about artifacts?
They do. Especially ones having to do with battle.
Ooh. How often do you talk to them?
It depends. Sometimes I'll just check in to make sure that, I haven't missed anything or things like that. But there are times where I haven't talked to them for almost a week or two, as long as things are going well.
Oh. Well, I would love to know more about some things that I have, if that's ever possible. If I could maybe sit in on one of your meetings.
You probably won't be able to sit in on it because it's mostly in my head. But, I mean, if you let me examine the artifact and test some of them out, then I can show them what the artifact is, and they should be able to tell me a little bit more about it.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, but yes, I've served them for quite a while, and I've explored quite a bit of the world, so it's been interesting, to say the least. And I'm not the only one. There's others of us who serve my goddesses around the world as well, and occasionally we run into each other.
Yeah, I know I caught some body language from you as well. You don't like talking about your family very much, do you?
No.
Oh, this sounds interesting.
Not usually.
Might we ask why?
Them I trust. You, I still don't really quite trust.
Well, if you'd prefer, this tunnel seems to be fairly straightforward. I could lead until we come to any sort of fork or bifurcation. And you could talk to your friends.
You'd still be able to hear, wouldn't you? Don't you have, like, super hearing as a robot machine person?
Clever girl.
We could talk later
See,
about
you
it.
always scheming.
I mean, did you not see who he served? Of course he's always scheming.
I serve, first and foremost, myself. So
Exactly.
I will take that as a compliment.
That's fine.
Hey, when you have an ally like the jokester, you're always up to something, right?
I guess you're true about that one. Joker is in many, many, many different circles. Tell him, Charlie.
Or was that Snoopy?
It can be
Maybe he
both.
doesn't like circles.
But I thought Snoopy liked
Snoopy's just
Joker.
been over here like thinking.
Does Snoopy
goes,
like
"You know what,
Joker
Malden?"
still?
No, he almost killed him. Are you talking out of context, right?
Yeah,
Like
out of character. Yeah, that wasn't Madonna.
Yeah.
I thought he liked Joker because Joker let him keep the painting of his friends.
Yeah, well, it's complicated.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Snoopy's currently conflicted.
Okay. Isn't Snoopy always conflicted?
That's been the dynamic of his character so far.
Well, sorry when the DM puts you in super conflicting positions every time.
It all started when Saberwolf died.
Hey man, I gotta bring the emotions. I gotta bring the emotions out. That's my job. It's my job and my goal.
So you like kind of watch as Snoopy's just been sitting there, like thinking, and he goes, "You know what, Malden? You know what I really want? I want a bitch."
Oh man.
Excuse you?
What?
You know,
Oh, you know what he means. Was
a girl
sweet
dog that I
Pomeranian
can.
ass.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say world peace, but I guess I was wrong.
Didn't
And
you not know you were a
that's
dog
why I
until
wanna-
like a little while ago?
Huh?
Huh?
I didn't hear what you said.
Didn't you not know you were a dog up until like a little while ago?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
You're a dog?
No. His origin story still stands, Alfric. He was turned into an animal.
Why do you keep going on like this every time I bring this up?
Hey.
Anyways, with my new realization, I figured that I must have to. Oh God! I'm gonna need to find a female dog friend, and since
It's not what you said a few seconds ago.
a bitch, I mean it's the same thing.
Oh, Snoopy, you know what your end game should be? Your end game should be to get added into a pack of wolves, become the leader, and
That
get you an
wouldn't be
alpha
hard.
dog.
I already did that.
Yeah, go ahead and impregnate one of the wolf bitches, you know.
I don't think you understand what Snoopy just said. And he looks at you, Snoopy, and he puts down a hand and he says, "Shake."
Instantly, like I was still kind of looking at Angie, and my paw goes out, and
And he shakes it. That was a very clever joke.
shake.
No, well, I don't get it.
But that's why I want to see my master, because I'm the only one like me, and it would be great to have a partner.
Oh,
Well.
what if you impregnate another dog, and the dog borns puppies, and those puppies can speak just like you?
Adele strokes
Maybe.
his chin. That would be very interesting.
Yeah, see? Maybe your genes, your
Do
magical
you
genes.
remember when
pass
we were
on
talking to
him.
that guy that was going to help me, and you guys all hated him, but and trusted the hag?
No,
What
I
guy?
don't remember this.
I don't remember that guy at all.
Yeah, I don't remember none of that.
What hag are we talking about?
Does it really matter? They're all
Yes.
hags.
No, it does. I've met hags before. Which one was it?
They're all old thoughts.
Don't worry about it. I was just being salty.
No, I seriously want to know the hag's name.
Innis Craft.
Ah, interesting. I've met them before.
Oh, she's
Yeah, so have I.
trustworthy. We'll take missions from her. Oh, this guy trying to bring sentience to dogs because he likes them so much. He's probably evil.
Hey, he tried to sit
Let's
us
not
down.
do his mission.
Hey, he tried to sit me down
I
and
wouldn't
talk about my personal feelings. I don't like that.
You guys look at Snoopy and his eyes get real wide as he's saying all this. And
Oh God.
That one's so much funnier to me. I don't know.
Is it because of the big bulging eyes?
Why? I think so. And it's like bigger. The dog is bigger.
Tell you
Yeah, I
what.
would like that in a house.
Like a dog
Yeah,
house.
just
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, that was one of the things that I definitely promised you. So if we're successful in this and I see it through, you always have a place in Cyrodiil.
You'll make a dog house for me?
I'll give you your own section of the city.
Oh, let's go Cyrodiil.
That sounds sexual. Sounds very like a very sexy proposition. Yeah, you should take that, Snoopy. Doghouse. Whole giant doghouse. The whole section is your doghouse.
I think you're taking things a little too far, Angelica.
I would have
As
accepted
always.
like a 3 foot by 2 foot house, but I'll take that, Zuka.
Yeah, give him that. Sounds like just a whole sectional playground. Snoopyville.
It could be a carnival
Yeah.
and
We're
have
all
a freak
invited.
show, and we're all invited.
And it's gonna be King Snoop.
They're gonna call me Snoop Dogg.
Snoopity doggity dog. Ew. Yeah, Snoop Doggy Dog. That actually rings a bell.
Right. Snoopy, if you all make it back to the City of Guilds, I would be happy to help you find your master's whereabouts and to also get you this bitch that you want.
Sweet.
I wouldn't
Actually,
recommend any of the ones that are in Skullport. They're a little nasty. But I'm sure there's plenty of pickings in the City of Guilds, or perhaps maybe some that are within this Ledora area.
The mangier the better, Snoopy. Remember that.
I'm not.
Just imagine, like, she wags her tail, you just get a whiff of it all.
Anyway.
I wanna.
Anyway.
Saint Bernard.
Anyway, and
Thank you, Alfred.
moving on with this riveting conversation. Were you saying something else, Medell?
Besides trying to sell King Rakim an army and to get you all to open up a little bit, don't know exactly what it is you're implying.
No, just trying to change the subject. So, question for you. Do you, or anybody else here, does anyone know of any, I don't know, dungeons or tombs around? I am always on the search and lookout for magical items and whatnot. And I'm sure that along the way I'll be going to the other temples of the Lightbringers and be lighting them, but along the way there's always stops to make. Does anyone have any of those in mind, or maybe would like assistance with?
Not that I know of. Man, you should have been around when I died.
Yes, I
That was
don't go
great.
seeking out these dangerous tombs that you speak of, but I have a contact that knows of some of them.
Okay.
Perhaps maybe you've heard of him. He lives in the City of Guilds. He goes by the Librarian. And Alfred,
That
you
is
know,
a badass nickname.
Alfred, you know
I-
exactly who the Librarian is because that is who sent you on your one shot.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. See, our relationship doesn't have to be like it was in the past when I held you up twice.
He always has to finish a sentence off with bringing up the past.
What was the second time?
Well, the first time was outside of the city of Kram when the Knoll Demon Lord Inagu got summoned, and we stole your gold. Well, we didn't steal it. You gave it to us of free will.
That was you?
Yes, I'm honestly, if I could feel.
Raheem yells during your conversation. Yes, that was him.
I don't know what hurt feelings are like, but I think that I have mine hurt currently. And then he chuckles. I'm just kidding. I don't have feelings. But yes, that was me.
Were you working with the was it the Black Hand? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Why were you working with them? Are you still working with them?
I was working for them. I've worked with them many, many times. They're very profitable. Like I told you, I'm looking out for number one. And sometimes the Black Hand pays the best. But yes, they were helping the Knolls with their project because the Knolls were stealing all of the gold from the people that they were plundering. It was very profitable for them. I didn't work for them on that day. I did this on my own volition with my own little entourage of Nameless. And he looks at Yuzuka and taps you on the shoulder. See, weren't they effective that day? All of you gave up your money without any questions.
And he starts stomping. You helped summon a demon lord.
No. I helped plunder gold from those that were about to die, more than likely. I honestly didn't think you'd make it out alive. Regardless, the gold was going to be ours eventually. But no, I did not sell any slaves to the Knolls. Not in that area. I reside mostly in the Skullport location. But that day I saw a profitable margin, and I took it, and it was very, very glamorous.
You ever came in contact with a demon lord?
Only on that occasion, and I didn't go in like that idiot that could fly. What was his name? Because he was retarded.
He starts to scratch his head. Zuka starts to, or Rakim starts to scratch his head. What?
You remember our eager beaver we had in our team?
Eager beaver.
He had the power of lightning and whatnot.
Oh.
Then he mysteriously left the group. He had another calling.
Well, that happened.
I wasn't there for that.
Yeah, Rakim wasn't there for that part.
Oh,
but...
well, I guess yeah, you were indisposed at that point, but yeah, he eventually left our group.
Yes. What a wonderful, wonderful sight that was to watch him go toe to toe with Yanagu and then get smacked around like a little sock puppet. That did bring a tear to my eye, hypothetically, of course.
Man, you guys sound like you got some old wounds that are still there.
Oh, I just
Not
realized it
healed.
was him. But yeah.
Here he is,
So-
because that's what Dallas does.
That's actually a dope ass picture. But I don't remember. I've never seen it big though.
Ebon. Hey, so tell me about your guys' last party. I mean, seems you guys have like some interesting stories about them that you don't want to remember.
What's not to remember? I had the time of my life until I went home.
Yeah. I was with Zuka, and we were in a group for a while. There were some other members, one from Titania, one from the sea, and our eager beaver was from. I think he's from a different realm. never quite understood exactly, but
Nah. Interesting.
Rakim kind of sighs and just says, "Those were the good old days."
I mean, before the whole, reality bending and crushing
Right.
terrors coming out. But yeah.
And before he summoned the demon lord.
I didn't do anything like that.
Man, I think you guys should arm wrestle. I don't know, relieve some tension.
I'm okay. But
No, I'm talking about Zuka and this guy here.
I'm perfectly all right. I do not wish to harm royalty.
Could be a hell of a show. Man, just a challenge of strength. Like, oh, hey, Zuka, you gonna let him talk to you like that? Clearly instigating.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you. And he walks off.
Snoopy's just over there. Dun, 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 dun.
You know, Angie, I think Zuko likes you.
He absolutely hates me. But it's whatever. I don't care.
I think he hates everyone.
Yeah.
I guess when your whole people are enslaved and it's your fault, you'd hate everyone too. Maybe he just hates himself.
Burn.
Ouch.
What's a burn?
Got real deep there, Snoop.
Yeah, that's well, I mean, this is coming from the mouth of someone who's been through a lot of shit himself, right, Snoop?
Cue PTSD.
Indeed.
I'm fine.
All right, I'm peachy, though I died.
So as you guys continue to walk, it goes on for many, many hours. The time doesn't seem to ever change. You know that you've been walking for miles and miles, and everything still looks the exact same. At some point, you end up starting to question, like, are we even going the right way? I know that this only leads one way, but is this the way?
On the walk, are there any mushrooms around?
No.
Like, are we...
Yeah, it's completely barren.
Do I smell mushrooms still?
Roll perception with advantage.
Wow.
No, you don't.
Fuck this.
As you start to sniff, all you smell is the sort of dark, dank tunnel that you're in, as well as the smell of your comrades, namely those that jumped into the little acid pool. You can smell that some of their flesh was obviously burnt underneath their clothing, and it's really rank.
Ew.
All the familiar smells are within your party. Everything else is foreign.
Can you describe the tunnel for us again?
It's it's pretty much like 6.5 feet tall and maybe 3 to 4 feet wide. And it looks as if it was naturally formed. Like when you're walking, everything is smooth. It's not like, or no, my bad. Everything's sort of jagged, very rough. It's not smooth like a man-made tunnel would more than likely be. And it's definitely an oddity that something was created like this. You can tell that it's completely natural, but it just feels unnatural at the same time.
Okay.
Other than that, like there's a little bit of dampness that comes with it. It's not like overly damp, but yeah, it's literally just a long ass tunnel. When you look in front of you and you look behind you, all you see is darkness from where you came and darkness where you're going.
And what does the what is the ground? Is it dirt or is it like stone or?
It's rock with, like, you know, obviously a little dusting of like rocks that have broken and maybe some type of wind current that had come through here.
Okay, now I'm just seeing what this does again. If I could, so you said we've been walking for like hours?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna randomly start touching like, so there's no loose dirt anywhere. Only.
Correct.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to take a. I'm not gonna cast Mold Earth, or I'm gonna take a pitten out of my bag, and then I'm gonna scratch it against the stone along the wall.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna like write something like, like make a plus sign on the wall.
Okay.
Would it be able to make that?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
It's very simple to do. So you guys watch Alfred at some point start to muddle through his bag, and he takes out a python, and he goes up to the wall real quick as the rest of you walk past him, and you watch and hear him as he scratches a big old plus sign. Very notable, noticeable, even with the dark vision. I don't know if Alfred still has a torch lit.
I would, yeah.
Yeah, I would assume you do. So even with the dark vision, you can see the plus sign right there, because it's definitely in contrast to what the wall looks like in dark vision.
Okay.
What are you doing that for, might I ask?
Well, just paranoid. I've been in weird situations before. We've been walking a long time, and I don't think they mentioned it would be this long to get there. So.
Didn't you say that it just came to an abrupt end?
Say what?
Didn't you say in the melds that you saw the route, but it came to an abrupt end?
I suppose, yes.
Oh wait, I think you were gone for like 20 minutes or so when they were talking about it.
Yeah, I walked, I look over to Angelica. Yeah, I walked away for a little while to get some fresh air.
Mm-hmm. Got some fresh air, all right. Probably get some alone time thinking about me.
I edge away from Angelica. Shuffle away a little bit more.
You'll break eventually.
Shuffle even more.
Yes, I'm almost certain the Myconids in their vision. I don't know exactly what it is you saw, but I don't feel that they've walked this entire tunnel. This is much too far away for Myconid culture. Not to mention there's no real benefit for them to explore down here, except for to see, I guess, where that tunnel led.
God, this place is really cramped.
Well, I guess we'll just keep exploring then. If they had no reason to go to the end, then why would they know the end, right?
Precisely. So you guys continue to walk forward. Alfred, you keep looking on the side of the wall where you had make that plus sign. You don't see it ever pop back up.
Okay.
Eventually you come to a point where you're all starting to hit, at least those of you that need to rest, start to hit that point of exhaustion. So you can either break for camp, or you can all roll a con save. DC's at 10. If you fail it, you get a level of exhaustion.
I am going to sleep.
Yeah, I'll take a break.
I vote for camp as well.
Yep.
Very well. I don't need to rest for very long. So how about I go ahead for a little bit? I'll be back in, let's say, an hour.
Before you go, hold on. Let me... That's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know what that's there. Let me open my sheet.
Was that the tiny hut?
No, I have no idea how I got that up.
How do you got a purple thing on your character now?
Yeah, I do not.
What'd you do? No, it's fine.
I'm going to. I think this is a ritual, right?
It'll say an R next to it.
Yeah, it says R next to it. So I'm going to take off consume spell slot. And see. Is there a range? 30 feet. Oh, never mind.
30 feet.
Never mind. Then I will not do that then.
Well, I mean it. So the casting has to be within 30 feet, but the spell says that the communication's possible over any distance. So it
Did I
is.
just not read that?
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh,
You can do
yeah,
that.
I'm gonna do that then. Yeah.
And it lasts
I'm
for
going.
an hour.
And I'm just going to do that. So we all can talk to each other, I guess.
Okay.
If
So
it
for
so
9
choose.
minutes, you guys watch as Alfric, and Medel's kind of looking at him like, do you think all wizards are like this?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, probably.
And he looks to you specifically, Rakim. Has he done this before?
Yes, and I've always liked watching him do it.
A little creepy, but okay. So 10 minutes go by.
Are you just chanting, or are you like dancing too, or like doing moves?
I'm just sitting down, I think, and just chanting.
Okay. No.
Yeah, the whole hey chanting thing is my flavor. I don't know if Alfric actually does it. I just thought it was funny that one day.
Brady has done it so far. Yeah, like every time.
So you finish the spell, and all of you can feel magic trying to essentially enter your consciousness after he's done with his spell. You can choose to resist it if you wish.
And I mention this is so you can hear. We can communicate if you get lost, or if you get in danger up ahead.
And
I just roll with it.
Medel does as well, and he speaks into your mind. So you can hear me then, and you hear it in your head.
Loud and clear.
And he starts to walk down the tunnel out of your vision. And now?
Loud and clear still.
Huh. You are quite capable, wizard.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I will, I guess, keep you updated. And I'll be back within the hour.
Sounds good.
And you can hear his footsteps starting to recede, but it takes quite a while before they finally, go away completely, as the echo is very noticeable.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start doing this as well. If we're gonna be here for a while.
So,
Everybody's close, right? Well, if you're not, I tell everybody, gather around, gather around. Actually, no, not you. Well, I'll just do it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a healing grenade.
okay.
One of these days, he's just gonna be so over it and just gonna throw a fire grenade and kill us all.
Gather around, everybody. Gather around. Gather around.
You pull out the healing grenade. You guys are like, oh, sweet. And then he quickly changes it into a fire, and you're like, oh,
You just hear him say to himself, no, not that one.
Actually, let me test this out. Y'all mind if I test something out on you guys?
I am chanting to myself at the moment, so I cannot pay attention.
Okay.
I'll just
well,
have
he's a
my
bird.
eyebrow up, my eyebrow raised, just very curious.
I'm gonna. If y'all don't mind, all right, I'm gonna do this. So what? So what y'all see happen? Y'all see like a. So you can start pouring something into like a really big glass bowl, I guess you could say, and then he puts like a cap on it, and then when he pulls it out, there's like green liquid in it. Y'all can see it, and then he puts a fuse on it, and then sets it right in the middle of everybody, and then lights it.
What?
I can't
So
interact. with
he's
those
lit
people.
something in a green bowl?
I think it was a clear bowl, but has green liquid in it.
Okay,
Yeah, did
okay.
I? Yeah, I might have said that wrong.
Interesting.
It's asking for me to do this, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that's fine.
Interesting.
Just you.
Are you? Do you still have a target on those characters by chance?
Yeah, it like healed him, so I'm hitting delete though.
Interesting.
Not going away.
Press Alt on the character and or hold Alt and then click the character, and I believe the target should go away
there
for
it
you.
goes.
Yo, that's tight. Okay, can someone else? Yeah, someone else Alt and click a token for me. I think they did an update, and I can see who you're targeting now. Oh, that's sick. All right, I'm going to target Snoopy. Does my red one show up?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a red dot over Snoop.
Excellent. That's really cool.
Sure.
Little attention to detail there. Anyway, you heal bomb, and everyone starts to breathe in your vapors, and it's soothing. Nice mix of like lavender and eucalyptus. Really opens up the chest to allow better breathing. Of course, Angelica is kind of just sitting in it, and she's like, why not? And like tries to breathe in, but all you guys hear is like dust. This
Some
dusty ass
rattling.
breathing. Yeah, this dusty ass breathing, and it's like
Well, this helps clear sinuses, but I don't know about your ordeal, Angelica.
Well, see the little thing about being called undead. It's quite weird. Well then, I feel all mighty and good now. Feel quite
Right. Y'all like that? That's pretty good, right?
like crack my neck. Yeah, it's interesting.
Mhm. I have a question out of character.
I have an answer out of character.
So, as an undead, like, what does Angie look like right now? Because, like, I know that she's taken hits and scratches and stuff. So, is it like, is she actually healing? Or does she just have, like, her flesh, like, flayed open?
Most of it is flayed open from any sort of lacerations that she's taken. What you can see, like with her face and stuff like that, because I'm pretty sure Angie's one of the ones that jumped into the acid pool.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that a lot of her skin, it didn't blister, but it's definitely like quickened the decay process. So you're starting to see, like, she'll hold out her hand, and obviously she's got gloves on, but a couple of her fingertips, you actually see the exposed bone.
So she's literally falling apart.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Flesh wise. And as I start like looking at myself, like and cracking my neck and everything, I decide to like go ahead and switch to the other outfit.
Okay.
You might want to keep that on.
Oh, it doesn't show me the other one. How do I do it?
Angie, do you want me to help you sew up some of those cuts?
Yeah, I'll worry about it another time. I'm all right.
Okay.
I can cover up.
So she puts on her new outfit, and it definitely covers up a lot more of her skin and things like that. The main portion, actually, I think the only portion that you have in that picture is your, like, below your nose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, everything's literally covered up now. But like her, like you can see, like around her mouth, you can see that her lips have started to shrivel. You can see that her cheeks are starting to, like there's like a depression where her cheeks used to be because there's not any moisture or anything, so it's starting to almost look mummified. Hey, go! And a tiny hut appears.
I
Oh,
let
Frick is
everyone
inside.
inside.
All right. So, much longer do you reckon that it'll take for us to get over to the Sleepy Peaks?
Who are you asking?
Well, it's just a
All of
general
us?
question for
Oh,
everybody.
I have no idea.
And
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
as a side note, if you're talking out loud physically, Medell doesn't hear you. But if you want to talk to include him in the conversation, just let me know.
I'll just say it in my head then.
Well,
everybody.
my route was going to take us an additional 2 days after our Myconid encounter. But if this is a straight shot and we only have to rest, perhaps tomorrow we can quicken our feet and we should be able to get there either late tomorrow night or early the next day.
All right. Journey
But it all really
beyond.
depends on what lies in front of us. So far, everything is exactly the same.
So I'd imagine there's a possibility of running into Titanians on the way out of this place.
Perhaps. I don't know exactly where it exits. But if the Myconids were telling the truth, it leads to the base of the Sleepy Peak. Or at least the base of the Ashen location.
Fun. Wonder if we're running into anything worthwhile on the way out there then. Like a little small, like, do you know of any villages around there possibly?
Not at the base of the Sleepy Peak, no. I don't think folks typically live in barren wastelands. Especially if the volcano were to explode. Most of the ashen wastes are where the lava reaches. So it's usually good form to stay clear of it.
Yeah, I guess if you're a thrill seeker, you'd consider something like that then.
Precisely. But I'll keep moving along. So far, nothing to report. And I assume you all are fine? I can see the torch.
Hanging in there.
Definitely.
Perfect. And then you hear radio silence from Medell. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
All right, I stop speaking in my head, and I was like, all right, in a lower tone. So, what are your thoughts on Medell? Speaking to everybody.
I don't think he can be trusted.
At all.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I think he's super trustworthy.
I think he
Snoopy,
knows,
he's attacked Zuka and Alfric multiple times.
you know.
Well, I've attacked you multiple times.
Yeah, but that was against your will.
Well, I can tell you this, Snoopy. He definitely has something of yours. If he's so
What do
trustworthy.
you mean?
Yeah, took a little something out of your pocket.
You saw him do this?
When?
Your first melding trip. I was gonna wait until we got around to Sleeping Peaks, and then you could possibly get that stuff back at that point. But do with that information as you will.
What did he take? And I like start going through my stuff.
Yellow potion.
Looks like everything.
Petrification.
What now?
I see your fingers like stone.
Yeah.
Hold on. So he took his stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Did he go through all of our stuff?
Yeah, you didn't stop him, and I start kind of going through my bag.
No. That's why I said I was gonna wait till we got around the location. That way, we do with that information as we please after that. Before he leaves, of course.
And are you sure he took anything?
I literally watched him.
But like, what did? Okay, well,
Did he take anything else besides the potion from Snoopy?
No, just a potion.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. And I kind of just go through my stuff and.
Hey! What? Why do you take my stuff?
What was the potion, Snoopy?
Nothing.
It was of a powerful brand. That's for
it's
sure.
it's a very, 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 very powerful petrification potion.
why on earth do you have that?
Oh!
Never mind.
Keep it on the low, though. We
To
don't want to
turn
talk too
people
loud.
to stone when I want them to not be not stone anymore.
Specific. Okay.
Well, I mean, it is a potion of petrification. That's pretty specific. in
to
terms-
each their own. I'm not judging.
Did he take? And I like grab my. I pull out the vial. I'm like, it looks like it's still here.
Yeah, you want to test that out?
No.
All right. Well, I wouldn't, because he did some mushroomy BS on it. Definitely not the same thing, Snoop. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
That's why I wanted to save that information for when we were around the location.
Okay,
Oh,
Well, I think he can already tell that I don't like him or trust him all that much, so.
Yeah, I gotta get a box or something.
I only have to play. I'm only playing the role right now to gain his trust.
I feel like we won't have too many interactions with him in the future, and I feel like his connections could be useful, but I definitely keep an eye out on him.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if what he said to Azuka is going to be useful or not. Or the deal.
Yeah,
Well, he has a hand in the underworld, just like Joker does. So we never know.
What's the Joker?
Just joking, that
feller
doesn't
of-
happen.
Well, I mean-
serious proportions.
Does it
That's
seem
all.
like this Joker has a goal in mind? Because it seems like Medell, he just goes to whoever's the highest bidder.
Yeah, for the most part, it would seem that Joker, well, through my eyes, I haven't known him very long. Snoopy knows more about him than I do. But, he
I
seems
don't
to.
know shit. And also, you're a snitch. Good thing you're getting stitches.
Hey, otherwise you'd be blindly trusting this guy. who is obviously a sneak.
Well,
Should I try and prank him with the potion?
No.
It's mushroom.
No.
Hmm.
I mean, you can certainly try. Like I said, you could do with that
Please
information.
don't.
Fuck, he doesn't.
I think Zuka may
He doesn't eat or drink anything.
He's still. I feel like he could still be petrified. I feel like Zuka may need him.
Yeah, but I can't like say here, try this yummy tonic, or anything.
Oh,
Because he's
you
not
mean
gonna
like to
drink.
begin with, he wouldn't even? Yeah, I don't think he would ever need to eat or drink. So I'm not even sure how you would even facilitate that in the first place. But
I pull out my injection dagger. I'm like, I have this.
maybe we shouldn't be just. I feel like we should maybe just let this go. He's getting us to where we need to be, and Imsuka may have a need for him. So
He didn't mess with this, did he, Angie?
No. He looked at it, but no.
Because this has a. Okay, so I guess this is good information for everyone to have. This dagger here, and I like pull out my. I mean, I had it out. What is it? What did we call it?
Should be a injectable dagger or something like that.
Yeah. I pull my injectable.
Yeah, the tranquilizer dagger. That's item
Yeah.
name.
So I originally got this and it had a tranquilizer in it when we tried to catch these chicken things, but I sucked up my petrification potion into it. So forever in a pinch, and I'm like, dead or something. You can grab that off of me and stab someone, and they'll probably turn to stone.
Like I said, do with that information as you please. Just
Well,
be on the lookout.
I'm gonna murder him the second he steps back here.
let's
don't.
not do that.
Until we get around the location.
How about we?
At least
You
let's get to
said
the
I could
mountain.
do whatever I want.
Let's not do that.
Okay. You guys are so
There
easy to
once-
mess with. Especially
Well-
you, Alfric.
I'm just cautious, is all. We have things we need to do and get to.
I mean, you are totally easy to make uncomfortable, so I mean, I would know.
Angie, you make everyone uncomfortable.
Yes, it's not just me.
Indeed. Part of my character.
It wasn't that bad, but now, if I'm being honest, it's pretty bad.
Maybe.
With the whole, like, no blood and flayed skin,
You kind
and also demon woman.
you kind of smell bad. I'm not gonna lie.
You smelled bad before. Well, actually, I didn't know you before then, so I retcon saying that. But yeah, you smell bad in general.
I'm gonna look over to Angie, and I'm going to
Have you seen yourself recently?
prestidigitation and try to clean up Angie a bit and make them
Yeah.
smell better.
So that definitely helps. You're able to clean any of the, I guess, fleshy bits that were stuck to her uniform. You're able to get rid of the rotting smell of her entire body. But you aren't able to essentially mend her. Her looks remain the same.
And I'm guessing mending would not do this. I try mending on her, but I'm assuming
Mending
that's not
doesn't
gonna do
work.
anything. Okay.
Well, at least she smells better.
Speaking of smells for all of us, I go to us all and I prestidigitate on all of us.
I just do
guess-
it to myself.
Oh, you can do that too. Oh, no, there you go.
Yeah.
Did you say one of Angie's bones is showing?
Yeah, out of her fingers, yeah.
I'm gonna like try and get the bone.
I'm a mage hand and push your snout away. No.
I'm gonna
Well,
try and.
don't
He
think
does
you'll
that.
be able-
That's fine. I'm
don't
gonna
think
try
you'll
and
be
do
able
it
to-
sneakily.
I don't think
in a
you'll be able to
little
like
bit.
get the bone anyway though, because I have gloves on, like full-on gloves on, with this new
Oh,
outfit.
okay.
Oh, the old outfit was showing it.
Correct.
Can oh, he probably doesn't sleep. Can I try and sneak his glove off and get the bone?
Sure, roll stealth at disadvantage. Or sleight of hand, either one. Let's see, what is that, a 2? 2 plus whatever your modifier.
What is with the 2s, man?
Yeah, you really do get a lot of 2s. It's better than 1, but it is a lot of 2s. I don't get it.
Yeah, just pay attention that I had a 15 after I rolled a 2, alright? That doesn't seem... What is our proficiency right now?
Should be +4.
Is it +4? 8 plus 5 is 13, yeah. There's no way she noticed me, though. There's no way that her passive perception is over 15.
Her passive perception is 14.
Ooh.
So, Angelica, as everybody starts to sort of settle down and start to get comfortable as they proceed into the long rest, you're kind of like sitting there chilling, and eventually like you look up at the ceiling and you start to just look, and you're starting to like count sheep in hopes that maybe something about this complete and utter darkness in this alien world you can maybe find rest. And you've got your hands down by your side, and Snoopy comes up and he like curls up next to you. Nothing new. He's done this plenty of times before. And you look at him, you pet him on the under the chin real quick, and he lays his head down. And as you look back up the ceiling, you feel Snoopy sort of moving around trying to get comfortable, but you ignore it. And you know, he moves around some more, you ignore it. And then suddenly you start to hear and you feel a tugging on your finger, and you're like, what the fuck? And you look down, and Snoopy has taken off your glove with his mage hand and is currently nibbling on your exposed bony finger.
Hey! And I grab him by it and try and grab him by his scruff.
Can I break it off and try to run away? If not, I totally understand.
Yeah, I don't think it's that
would be
easy
rude.
Well, you try to like get me off at first, and I like look up at you and like growl.
I still go for your scruff.
Hey, I appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself.
Do you want to get punched?
I'm like,
assuming it's Kimmel.
Finger.
That would be my guess as to who just followed. I think that's how you say it. So, thanks again. Enjoy.
Give him a thump in his nose.
Don't react too much.
And then I go ahead and grab the scruff and give a not a super strong squeeze, but like a hearty squeeze on it. And add a little more pressure on it, and then try and yank him away from it.
I would say, since you're like insanely strong, that as you're pulling away, I'd like lose my grip and let go.
All right, you aren't allowed near me, and
the second you like pull me off, though, you get like the biggest puppy dog eyes. My tail goes between my legs, and I'm so sorry.
No.
I couldn't help it.
No, you. Yeah, I'm I'm still on your case about calling me a snitch.
So you were snitching.
Yeah, for your sake. Noted, I won't help you ever again.
Well, you could have just stopped him from stealing my shit in the first place.
And where's
Facts.
the fun in that?
Not having to get my stuff back.
Yeah. Makes it all the more fun on the way to a bigger trip.
Did you see what he can do with that axe?
Yeah. It's interesting.
I mean, I did take your glove off while you were awake and start chewing on your hand.
Exactly. Which is why you're not allowed near me for a while. And I do like a light toss away from me.
As I'm flying through the air, I blink back right next to you. I don't think you get to choose where I get to be. No one does. And then I like walk away just a little bit. Like, not away, like just far enough so that like Angie would still want me to be a little further. But like
just outside
You
of
know.
arm's reach, kind of.
uh-huh. Like just enough that it's, you know, when you're like, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. But like, don't sit next to me, but I'm like right next to him.
Put my glove back on. And scooch a little further away.
Deal my shit.
And begin writing in my journal.
Okay. Is there any other activities that everyone else takes place?
So I just want to bring this up for everybody.
Yeah.
I could do this indefinitely unless I roll a 1.
I want.
Curious as to what you're about to do.
Yeah.
Me?
I want to decipher Tasha's scroll.
Okay.
Or we'll start to.
Yeah.
You pull out the scroll that Tasha gave to you, and there's all manners of symbols and text that you don't understand. But just the sheer look of it, you can see a sheen coming off of the purple ink as you kind of like play with it in the sort of dimly lit hut that Alfric has provided for you. As you start to read through it, or at least overlook it, rather, go ahead and roll me Arcana. Okay. So you can do a check. I would say I'll give you 2 chances per long rest to do the check. So as you examine it, you're looking at it, and you're not making heads or tails of it. And after about an hour and a half of looking at it, for whatever reason, you finally realize, oh, this shit's upside down. you flip it right side up, and you're like, ah, motherfucker. So you start looking at it again. You can roll again if you would like. There you go.
Ah, this makes more sense.
And it definitely does. So as you start to look into it, you can start to see that this is very similar to some of the some of the spells that you've actually practiced yourself or have seen cast. It's very similar to something like Find Familiar for Cadfan. Very similar to something like the Conjure Animals spell that one of your fellow followers of the Morrigan have used to bring allies into battle. But you're not 100% sure how to utilize it yet. But the last thing you can tell is that obviously it's a very, very powerful version of one of these summoning spells.
Okay. Interesting.
Anything else from anybody?
I don't think I have any scrolls or anything to look over anymore, right? From the last campaign, I don't think those were
Correct.
transferred over. If I did, so I don't have anything.
Okay. So, as Maeve is looking over her scroll, Alfric, since you've cast your spell, you can feel it dissipate. And you don't hear anything beforehand from Medell as it does dissipate.
I think to Medell. Hello?
And nobody responds, no one hears you. You are in your own thoughts.
I think to the rest of the group, hello? Same thing?
Nothing, no one hears you. The spell has ended.
Oh, it has? It's only an hour?
Yeah, it only lasts an hour.
Okay. Well,
I was like, oh fuck, Medell's dead.
well, I think, I say out loud, well, the spell's ended, so he can't reach Medell anymore. He just ran his course.
Bummer.
Hashtag bummer.
So hopefully he gets back soon.
What's a hashtag, Snoopy?
I kind of like, I don't know, and I like scoot a couple inches closer to Angie.
What do you do?
Scooch up. I'd peep that movement, and while still writing in my journal, scooch away.
Have I noticed this interaction with the bone, Brady?
Yeah, I would say pretty much everybody, unless you're deliberately not paying attention to them. After Snoopy starts to make the chewing, all of you notice it.
Okay. I look over at Snoopy, so you leave that bone alone, or I'm making you sleep outside. And then and that's it. I don't hear a response back.
You guys really think you can make me go places? That's so funny.
I don't allow him in the hut anymore.
And he pops out of it.
You can disallow. I don't. Is that how that works?
Let's see.
I think if you start in it, you can be within it. You'd have to cast it again with me not in it. Oh. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Okay, yeah. You are, yeah. So anybody that's in the hut when it's cast can be in there, and they can't leave until you dissipate the spell.
Okay, so he does do that. He I can see he tries to make me go out, and I blink outside, and I go, hey, and then I blink back in.
You can't leave the hut once you're inside of it unless he dissipates it.
I don't know if that's true.
Oh, move through it freely. There it is. Never mind. I read that incorrectly.
I know, I've read this spell 30 times. In one of my campaigns, the wizard used it every single day, so I'm pretty familiar with it.
Yeah. But your blink doesn't work to go through.
Because it has to be magical. So I guess we'll retcon that since none of that really could have happened.
Yes.
Well, I'll still say it. You know, you'll be sleeping outside if you try to eat that bone again.
Okay, Dad.
Mm-hmm. And then I turn over to go back to sleep.
Maybe you should tell her she'll sleep outside if she lets people steal our shit again.
Yeah, that's not cool, Angie.
Facts.
Only my most valuable item.
Facts.
You know what? I don't give a damn. I'm gonna say it now. I'm just trying to get this job done so I can go on my own way.
Remember
That's
when
very
I like
selfish thinking.
saved your life?
I mean, what is it gonna change? I'm already dead.
You can still find someone to end your curse and actually revive you in other ways. I know that's possible.
No, I have my own girls.
So you're essentially just gonna stay dead this entire time.
What's the point?
Yeah, you're right. I just turn back around and kind of rest.
I just go back to writing.
Where did this come from? You see Medell coming up and tap the rock, or the tiny hut, which, you know, looks in similar contrast to the stone around.
Oh, I say, oh, Medell, you're back. The telepathic spell wore off. This is my little tiny hut. Come on in.
Unfortunately, I can't get through it.
Oh, correct.
That's okay, I don't need to sleep, and I guess I can keep watch for whatever's down there. I walked for, I guess, a little more than an hour. Time kind of slips by when everything looks the same, and there's no sun to go off of.
Okay.
Hopefully I didn't worry any of you.
No, you're good. I was just, I forgot how long the spell would last, and I was more concerned than anything else. But if you do want in, I can cast another hut. But if you want to stay out, that's all good as well.
No, you're fine. I'll stay out here. You all sleep well. I did not see anything, except for exactly what we've seen so far.
Okay.
So it should be a very invigorating journey tomorrow.
Lovely.
So all of you, go ahead and click that long rest button. If you want to roll any hit die, go for it. Otherwise, it should just replenish any spell slots, as well as some of your hit die back.
And then if I don't do the hit die, I still get my spell slots back?
Correct, yeah.
And then I just don't roll them, or?
Correct. Unless you're using them to try to heal.
No.
So what kind of rest are we doing?
Long rest.
Long rest.
Okay. And then I would prepare spells now?
Yes.
Okay.
So, 6 hours pass over the course of your long rest. Eventually, Snoopy wakes up and he's full of energy and starts to go around sniffing everybody while they're sleeping, licking them, be like, hey, let's play something, you know, doing whatever it is that he does. Whenever you guys first wake up, which tells you guys that it is probably the morning time. And it is. And Medell is on the outside of the tiny hut, and he's got his arms in front of him, crossed, and he's just looking down the pathway that you're about to go. And the tiny hut dissipates.
I get up.
Rise and no shine, I guess.
Yeah.
I close my journal and stand up and stretch for a little bit and start walking ahead.
Like I said last night, I walked for about an hour, hour and a half or so, and everything looked exactly the same.
Okay.
So I figured perhaps maybe we could quicken the pace. I don't believe that anything's going to come after us from behind, And if anything, we'll run into it head on.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll lead. And he starts to, not really jog, but he's definitely walking a lot faster, kind of like the mall walkers, you know? Walking fast as fuck for no reason. I'm just joking, it's probably quality exercise.
Before I forget, Brady,
Gross.
I need to take off my mage armor. Or no,
Okay.
actually, I'll just cast it again. I'll just cast it again,
Okay,
just in case.
go ahead and cast it. They still haven't implemented, at least
The little
that
hotkey
I
thing
can
for
tell, yeah, to where it'll change.
it. Okay.
At least I
Yeah,
haven't
'cause-
figured out exactly how it works.
Okay, because it was on before, and I just didn't take it off. I'm like, I probably should.
Yeah. No, you're good. So you guys continue walking. Medell doesn't bring anything up, but if you guys have anything that you want to say.
No, I'm good.
Do I see the potion on him?
You look him over, and with the general looks, you can't tell. You get a little bit closer to him to try to see, and you can't tell if he's got any sort of vial on him. You don't even hear it.
Do I notice a bag of holding on him?
Nope, you don't actually notice any. You do notice he does have a small little bag that he's got underneath his, like, I guess like he's wearing armor, and then he's got like kind of a baggy coat over it to kind of cover it up. And every now and then, like, it opens up to where you can see like a little knapsack that he's got on his back.
Okay.
So as you guys walk, you walk for a couple of hours. We'll say 4 hours total that you would guesstimate. And then all of you roll a perception check.
Perceptione. And dumbass me, just double checking. That's under
Under skills.
skill. I'm looking under skills. Okay.
Okay.
No, I just didn't, because the last site we used had like that passive perception button right next to it.
Yeah. So as you guys are walking, eventually Medell stops and holds out a hand. And Snoopy stops. He looks Medell up and then looks ahead and sees it and goes into like a kind of like aggressive sort of stance. And Medell points his finger forward, turns around, and he sort of whispers to you guys, "There's a light up ahead. You see it?"
Yeah, I see it.
It's dimly, yeah.
It's probably about a couple hundred yards up. Let's take this rather slow, shall we?
Do you want me to... Here, how about we take this extra slow, and I cast the mental link
Okay.
between us all?
I take it you do it as a ritual?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll need time if we want to do this, but we can discuss without speaking aloud. Get closer.
No, yeah. And as you start to cast your spell, Medell, you watch as his arm opens up and his battle axe slowly comes out, and he grabs it with his hand very silently, and his arm comes back together, just in case, you know?
Of course.
So 10 minutes go by, and the light, you can see it sort of like dancing way in the distance. And the telepathic bond spell is completed. And in your head, you can hear, "All right, I'll lead. I would give me maybe 20 feet. That way you can still see me, but I can let you know what I see, and if there are enemies about, they'll only think it's me and we can ambush them.
Okay. I'll turn my torch off and I'll grab on Izuka and say, you can see, so you guide me as well.
Everybody roll stealth for me.
Bring me the
yeah.
2, baby. Wow, that's so low.
Brady, have we done that thing with me yet or no?
The thing?
With this. As of last session or no?
With the stealth check?
Yeah.
I'm not... Oh.
Didn't...
Yeah. So you have advantage. So Alfric, Rakim, actually all of you are rather quiet when you're moving about. Maeve is the loudest of you all. There's like a couple pebbles and stuff that she accidentally kicks, but it sound like you hear these rumblings every now and then. So it obviously doesn't even alert anybody to be like turn around and tell Maeve to stop being so clumsy. But you guys start to creep up, and eventually you hear Medell say, "The cavern's starting, or the tunnel's starting to open up into a cavern. Do you hear the slurping?" Also kidding, he doesn't say the slurping part.
I was gonna say like, uh-oh.
As you guys walk forward some more, the tunnel does start to widen, and it starts to get to where, kind of like when you guys were entering the Myconid area, it begins to open up into a great cavern. Finally, Angelica can stand up tall, and she does so, and even though you don't feel normal, it feels a lot better to not be hunched over and have like a kinked neck after walking for hours on end, all hunched over. Medell remains 20 feet in front of the next person in line, which I believe currently is Snoopy. And all of you at this point can see, probably about 100 yards away, you can see what looks to be a campfire. Surrounding this campfire, you see these really tall rock statues that are probably 50 feet tall, if not bigger. You can't really tell from this distance. And around the campfire, closer to it, you can see humanoid figures. The cavern itself, you're not 100% sure how big it is, but it definitely mirrors the size of the Myconid cavern. And the way you can tell that is because of the lights that are dancing from the campfire itself. You can actually, on occasion, see the edge of the wall a couple 100 feet away from these little rock statues and this group of people that are huddled by a campfire. Medell comes into your head. I'm counting 4 of them. Do we want to make ourselves known or bypass them altogether?
Can you see anything?
Can we
Go on.
study them a little bit closer, Brady? Is there anything else we notice, like, as, like, with the dark vision? Like, can we see what kind of humanoids they are?
The dark vision only goes out to 60 feet, so you're reliant on the fire, which, you know, lights them up, but they're still too far away to make out any fine details.
Bombs. Okay.
I think, how would we even pass them? Is there a cavern big enough?
It seems to be about 100 feet in radius.
Okay, I guess we could.
I can go check it out.
Can you?
We can. Some of us can hop on the carpet and fly over them.
I'm almost certain the carpet would be applicable to the situation, but I'm sure it makes some sort of sound, does it not? And you've noticed that it does make a fairly faint sound, but every time you've used it, it's pretty much there's been some sort of like background noise that has overshadowed it.
I mean, I can turn invisible.
Oh, well,
I'm all
do
down
that.
for Snoopy going forward.
Yeah, do that then.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Haven't done Medallion's charges in a while. I think it's 3 for invisibility. Yeah. I just manually updated it.
Okay.
So I go invisible. Who's rolling?
Oh, I think that was because I was bringing out what you were going to, or who
Oh,
you
I
were going to
see.
see. Let me look at something real quick. Okay. So as you start to sneak forward, no need for a stealth check. You are very adept in this type of area as of now, and being invisible and being a small doggy, you were good to go. As you start to get closer, you start to get a better picture of what it is you see. Currently, you see what to look to be 4 heavily armored and armed people sitting around a campfire, and you start to notice some similarities to some folks that you've seen in the past. And you look further, and you actually can tell that these are Titanians. You can see
that's a dope armor set right there.
He looks fruity. Why?
That feather. Playing gladiator.
Okay, Roman soldier.
Okay.
Oh, and retcon a little bit.
Hold on. I'll just do that after.
Okay.
No worries.
And so Snoopy, you get closer, you peer over, and you can see, 4 people. 2 of them seem to be more heavily armored than the other 2, but one of them is definitely distinguishable as the leader of this group. And currently, they are sitting around this campfire, and they're not really saying much to each other. But then one of the lesser soldiers starts to look around the cavern, and he looks over in your direction, but obviously doesn't see you because you're invisible. He looks around. This place really gives me the creeps. Do we have to stay here for much longer? And the heavily armored one responds with, orders are orders. We're here to make sure that these statues remain untouched by anything that lives down here until the Arcanist can get down here to research. It's a fairly simple job, and for a simpleton like you, you should be grateful. Yes, Underdark always gave me the creeps. I don't much like it. How are you not on edge? And he brings up his sword and he goes, because I'm confident in my abilities to... Yes, sir. I apologize. And after this little conversation, there ends up being another... Where'd he go? Oh no. I lost that guy. There's another guy that I want to bring out, but I can't find his fucking token. I'm
So just
looking
the
for
3
it.
then?
But...
No,
Oh, here he
sorry.
is. Perfect. I found him. This guy pops in.
Oh dear.
So beyond the fire,
Fuck, we've met him before.
so beyond the fire, Snoopy, you start to hear crunching of rocks underneath a foot. And before you comes this man who has a shield on his left arm, and he's got this large gauntlet on his right arm that's in the shape of a dragon's head. He's completely covered via his face, except for where his mouth is, and he's pretty heavily armored. And he walks up, and all the Titanian soldiers stand up. And he just looks around at everybody, goes forward, and he puts his little gauntlet towards the fire, and essentially absorbs the fire into his gauntlet. And everything goes dark. You're close enough, Snoopy, that you can see them, but you notice that his little visor, there's a sort of a light, like a sort of orangish light that comes. It looks a lot like Angelica's eyes, and they peer towards you, but then they are peering past you.
In the telepathy, I say, we're fighting. They're Titanian soldiers.
As I hear that from Snoopy, I instantly start growling a little bit.
There's 5 of them. 2 of them matter. One of them I fought before.
And they see us? Or
Rematch.
Is he looking back towards the group through me?
Hold on. My father-in-law's calling me.
Popsicle? That big muscly one just looks dumb.
Which one? The dude with the gauntlet?
Yeah, he looks like dumb as a box of rocks, but he also looks like he can hit pretty hard.
Well, in my past life, he does hit hard.
And he's like, I'm having a vision.
But then again, shit's changed. We're all higher level now, so
True.
shouldn't be as hard.
I mean, he might be higher level now too.
I doubt it. But only thing Angelica's going like is Titanians. You know what sucks with having COVID before?
Hmm.
The fact that I have my smell back, but like every once in a while the smell of cigarettes pop up.
what?
What?
Yeah. And
That's
my
weird.
smell is weird now. Like every once in a while, the smell and taste of cigarettes just pops up
And
while
you
I'm like
don't
eating or
smoke
something like that.
anything?
No, I don't smoke or anything at all. It's just like
Huh.
I guess like my brain is like rewiring, so I'm probably gonna have to like put myself through some trials and like smell ginger and different kinds of perfumes and stuff like that to try and like reset my brain.
That's crazy. Did you lose smell and taste or just smell?
Yeah, when I had it, I had lost both.
Huh.
So it's like I can taste, like if it was like something like a donut or some chicken or anything like that, I can taste that it's like sweet or that it's savory of some kind, but I won't be able to taste the details like the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And just like
That's
smell,
super
I just
weird.
wouldn't be able to smell anything. Period with the smell.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I'm just breathing in. Like if I was like to breathe in like some alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, I would just feel the sensation of the alcohol in the back of my throat. I wouldn't actually smell it.
Weird.
Have you ever done smelling salts? Like,
No, I haven't.
you should do it. They're fucking crazy.
Like freaking ammonia.
Yeah, it's just straight ammonia. It wakes you up, man. It like really kicks you.
Burns the hell out of you.
It's supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talking about that stuff to wake up people that fainted?
Yeah,
Smelling
smelling
salts,
salts.
Yep.
Man, as soon as they smell that shit, they just go like,
Oh, dude, there's nothing you can do. Like, if you do it, you go, woo! And you like basically stand up, and they're intense. I kind of like it.
It's like getting hit in the pressure point in your brain.
Yeah, it's like time to move, dude.
Okay. As that character is looking at you, you can see the other Titanians are obviously like looking around, but you can tell, Snoopy, that they can't see. The character that you've met before kind of stands in front of them, and he turns his head around and he whispers something, and they all get into like a sort of like tight formation, and he just holds up his gauntlet towards the party, and he holds it there.
Rocks around.
None of the rest of you see this, by the way. You see the light suddenly go out, but you're too far away from them to actually see what's happening.
I tell the party, I say, he sees you, spread out, and then I move as far to the left as I can.
Okay. Simple enough.
Start spreading.
I'm going by what Snoopy said, which was Titanians, and I want to see if I can search for a large rock.
Yeah, there
do
are.
that.
All right. So as you guys start moving, Alfric starts to chant, which echoes a little bit. And the Titanians.
No.
Hmm?
As I go finish your thing, but there might be an action I want to take after my movement there.
Okay. So Alfric casts his spell, and the Titanians all have their weapons drawn at this point, and the one dude has his gauntlet pointed towards the party. And then he casually calls out, "I don't know who you are. I don't know what business you have here. But perhaps, maybe, you should just leave."
Why is AMD running so high? What the fuck is it doing?
Is it your CPU?
Dude, no, I don't know. This shit is like pissing me off. Hold on for 1 second. I don't even know why y'all hear me right now. Because I had it on mute. My Discord just automatically did that. Like, this shit is mad weird.
What is AMD?
See, hold on, give me a second.
I think it's action murd in it.
So is anybody gonna say anything?
About
Sure.
what, AMD?
I think we need to wait for Gerald to get
Yeah.
his shit together, because this is kind of a key moment.
Well, I guess
I mean, I can hear y'all, so
I'll
y'all
talk
can
in my
do
head
whatever.
real quick.
I'll be on.
You can hear all of this.
Hold on.
Oh, you mean like
Yeah, I'm
retarded?
gonna talk in my head back to Snoopy, like, what do you think we should do?
Kill them?
No, how should we go about this? Where do they look like from your position right now?
Only one of them can see.
And which one is that?
The one that's holding his fire gauntlet at you. He can't see me.
No.
I think he can see all of you.
Brady, is there any large stones in a certain spot of the area where I'm like out the way?
Out the way.
Do you possibly have a battle map of this so we can kind of see what's...
I don't actually. Let me see if I can pull one up that will work.
I guess we're not fighting.
Gotta use charisma on this one.
In my mind, I say make sure we save one of them so that we can question them about why they're here. Probably one of the medium to weak ones.
I know why they're here. They want these statues
What
to be
statues?
checked out. Oh yeah, they're
Did
statues.
it seem like they knew anything about the statues?
No, these guys are guards. They're waiting for an Arcanist.
Do we know what
It
that
might.
is?
The Arcanist might be this guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're seeing, but do we have to fight them, or?
He called out and said that you guys
Okay,
could move along.
okay.
So you guys
So-
heard that, obviously.
Okay. So,
Okay, so he Elephant Man and says we can move along. I say we have to fight them.
Yeah,
Rakim's
No,
with
we're-
us.
we're not getting out of this one. We have our wanted felon with us,
okay.
They can't see him though.
but they
Yes,
will as soon
they
as we start
can.
moving. They will as soon as we start walking towards that exit. So,
Hold on. So there's no other way around or anything?
No, there is. It's like 100
Yeah, that's what I
yards on
thought.
either side, and he calls out and says that you guys can move along. He doesn't know where you came from, but he recommends that you go back.
Go back or
Oh.
go forward? Keep going.
He says specifically to
go
go back,
around them?
but you guys make the decision. Make the call.
Well, we can't quite leave, so, and then I feel like some of us aren't welcomed in the country we're going to, and it may not be good if someone knows we are here.
I'm all for cracking.
I'll say if you guys like make an approach, I can get the drop on them and hit them.
But at the same time, it might be alarming if these people go missing. But I don't know.
You watch him tweak his arm, and it lights up with flames, which all of you see. Get moving, or you'll regret it.
We gotta go forward, so here we go.
How close are we?
You guys are about 100 yards away, or 100 feet rather. Snoopy
Okay.
is within, I think, 30 feet of them.
Okay.
Um,
I think we want to.
I'm gonna set down Vigilus.
Okay.
I
Multiple
want
things
I have
here.
an idea.
Yeah.
I want to cast a spell on. Wait, what was it? Alt click?
Okay, never mind.
No, alt click. Whoa, no, not that. That one. I want to cast a spell on that one.
It
I
depends.
think let's
Do
coordinate
you
our
require
actions at the same
sight
time.
because you
Yeah,
cannot
hold
see
on.
any of them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just start walking.
No, it just says I reach into the mind.
Which spell is it?
Enemies abound.
Of a creature you can see. So you cannot cast it.
Where?
It's literally you reach into the
The
mind
first
of a
word.
creature you can see. It's two
Oh.
words after.
Just kidding. You mean the rest of the description? Gotcha.
Yeah,
So
very-
I tell the party that when you hear the chirp, spread out and charge forward. And I set Vigilus. I go behind them. I'm assuming I can pretty much move around with no problem here.
Wait, hold up. technically, can't I see him because the dude lit up his arm?
You can see the arm, but you can't see, like, it doesn't spread out light enough. Like, it's not lighting all of them up, it's lighting the arm up. All you see is his arm, like, light up for a fraction of a second, and then you can just see this sort of low glow, but it's not enough to perceive anything else except for that it does, from this distance, look like a dragon's head.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify. Cool.
And I know Gerald said he wanted to try something, and now that he is restarting his PC, we will wait for him to get back to make sure.
So I'm gonna try and explain what I wanted to do. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, go for it.
So I want to be behind them, like, so like in a line with the party, but behind them. Then I will set Vigilus down. The second Vigilus gets put down and assembles, it'll chirp because I'm invisible. So the second it chirps, I want to move to the party's right. When I'm assuming they'll look at the chirp, I want to shoot them with Vigilus and hide behind one of the stone statues.
Okay. Because yeah, you'll be more than likely getting a surprise round. The rest of the party will not. But we have to see what Zuka was going to say.
Whatever I was gonna do. I mean, y'all seem dead set on doing this, so never mind.
No, dude.
What were you about?
Nothing's happened.
What did you want to do?
I'm just gonna walk in there by myself.
Say something. You can talk to all of us in your head.
Yeah, but like, I was trying to tell y'all, but y'all were planning, so I was like, I'll just stop. This is me out of character, though.
So does Zuko walk up forward?
I mean, if I can, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm walking forward.
As he walks forward, I say, spread out.
I'm gonna spread out, so.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm walking a good deal of distance behind Zuka.
Like when I walk forward, I kind of motion my hand to like let y'all know to like don't come up here. Let's see like how this plays out.
Okay. So Zuka starts to walk forward, and he motions for you all to stay back, which Medell has no issue staying back. Zuka continues to move forward, and eventually your dark vision brings you into the light to see the gentleman in front of you with the gauntlet. And he looks at you. Aluxidon. Wait a second. You're King Rakim, aren't you?
I say into Gerald in his head, just say the word. I'm ready.
Oh yeah, we can still hear each other in our heads, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, instead of motioning, I'm just gonna tell y'all don't follow. And then I answer the person in the flesh.
I'll be honest, we came here for something completely different. And I'm assuming you're not alone. Why have you come back? You know you're wanted, right?
I mean, it's kind of obvious. You know what I'm here for. Same reason why y'all are here.
You came for the stones.
Exactly.
Well, that in there lies our problem.
So what's the issue? Can I not just take the stone?
Absolutely not. We can do this one of two ways. We can either fight over them, last man standing is the victor, But let me give you a little backstory. We've tried moving these stones, and they do not budge. We have used our golems. They do not budge. We have used our powerful Arcanists' magic. They do not budge. I don't know what you plan to do on your own, King, but I can guarantee you that they will not budge. So that brings us to the second option.
Or you could just let me take a look at it, and then I can open it, and then we all just be on our way. It sounds like y'all were using force and not giving it the Midas touch.
He shakes his head.
I don't know if that's a thing in this universe.
And at this
Midas?
distance,
No, probably not.
at this distance, Rakim, you can see that these stones that he's talking about are really large sculptures of some sort. They're vaguely humanoid, except for they're like really beefy.
Okay.
They kind of look like the Thing, to put a picture in your mind.
Oh
Okay.
God.
So I'm gonna, with my hands up and everything, kind of point to it, and it's like, do you mind?
Yes, I do. Unfortunately, these are now Titanian property, and an enemy of Titania is not welcome here. But I'm in a
Enemy?
forgiving mood. Why, yes.
I mean, we're all friends here.
No, you're a wanted man in Titania.
Oh, about that. Oh, okay. And he just kind of just plays it cool and shrugs, and it's okay. Again,
Like I
just
said.
want to just let me take a crack at it. That's all I'm asking.
He shakes his head no. We will fight you. We do not fear death, and more than likely our reinforcements will be here before the battle's over. In which case you will be completely surrounded.
Okay. And I just kind of take a sit, and it's like, I'm not gonna fight you.
Perfect.
I'm
Then you should leave.
all right. And then I'm gonna take a good look at the at those stones, the statues again, and kind of describe them to the party, like in my head.
And they look kind of like this, except for obviously not the people dancing about. But there's 5 of them, and they're all kind of just standing there, stone cold.
Menacingly.
Are they all different
Menacing.
colors too?
They are.
Okay.
That statue
Wow.
has a hanky.
What are the colors?
Gray,
Uh,
gray, and gray.
So when the campfire was there, you could see the colors. There's like this reddish orange one, there's a greeny one, there's a blue one, a black one, and a sort of brownish colored one.
Okay.
You may pick whatever tunnel you wish to leave out of, as I cannot confirm which one you came from. But I would recommend going back the way you did come. You obviously got the jump on my troop, but you did not get the jump on me.
Okay. All right. And then I just kind of point to the direction that I need to go in. I was like, all right, I'll exit that way.
And he looks back and he says, perfect. If you wish to make your traveling a little easier, though, and he points towards a tunnel that's to the right of it, you should go down that path. It will end your journey a lot easier, and your suffering, King.
I'm assuming that's where y'all are, so I'm just gonna point towards the direction that we need to go in and go that way.
And he keeps
Wait, how many
his-
entrances are in this cavern?
From your position, you cannot tell.
Okay.
From Rakim's position, he cannot tell. But Snoopy, you do see that there are 2 tunnels in the spot that you're at. And you do see... Actually, yeah, Rakim, you can see the tunnel that that you pointed at. Never mind, retcon that. So he keeps the gauntlet fixated on you, and then he jerks his head to the right and says, "Well, go on then." And he goes to the fire and he rekindles it. And all of his troops look up and they see you, and they start to look at you. They've got their weapons at the ready, but they're not in a aggressive stance. But he keeps the gauntlet fixated on you.
I say to the party, so we can go, but then all of Titania will know we're here. Now all China knows you're here.
Okay, so
I totally got your reference, Joe.
What are you trying to do, Zuka?
And I just say in my head, leave. And so I kind of so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hold on, let me make sure I'm reading this right before I do it. Yeah, so I'm gonna walk towards the exit that I want to go towards, and then I just like, all right, thank you, I appreciate that, and then yeah, I'm gonna walk that way.
Okay, and the rest of the party, I assume, starts to follow.
Yeah, I scoff a little bit.
And then I say, but I turn around like real quick and say, but you really don't want my help right now, like talking to the dude.
Correct. We've got the help that we need on the way.
The way he says. Okay. All right. Well.
In my mind, I'm gonna tell him, you're really gonna go down the tunnel that he told you to go in, where you know there's probably certain doom?
No, I'm not going down that tunnel. I'm going the opposite of the one he said to go down.
He could be fucking with you.
This I know. So, so I'm gonna leave, but like as I'm kind of like leaving, I'm gonna like kind of kick this little thing behind me.
Well, looks like we're fighting. Oh, damn. No gas?
Okay, so you have to touch them, by the way.
Gas?
Yeah,
not a
one.
Gas? Oh,
it's a gas, but one creature you touch.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna. Can I retcon that and do the other one then?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna do the other one then.
Is it a bomb? I hope it's a bomb.
Wait, on a failure, they are charmed by you for 1 minute? Oh god. That makes...
Okay.
I thought for a second on your failure, but their failure. I'm like, oh my god, this is a guaranteed charm.
Okay, I'm gonna do this one then, since I can't do that one.
Okay.
Do I need to lay this down? I'm just gonna hit delete.
Yeah, just delete, because you'd be in range, so... Okay, so... what we'll do, because you do not have a surprise round, is we will have everybody roll initiative, and we will start combat next session. The moment you start to take an action...
You tried to get the drop on him when an invisible rogue is literally standing 20 feet away?
Oh.
Smart.
Correct.
It says there's no combat encounter and you're currently viewed.
Well, you gotta look at it as an action. So he, as an action, which takes up to 6 seconds. So they see him busting out his ingredients, starting to make this bomb, which will trigger combat.
Oh, okay.
I cannot.
I just tried to roll for initiative and it wouldn't let me.
We are not in combat, so I cannot.
God damn it, dude.
which I'll probably give Snoopy the benefit of the doubt, as you can see that, and you might actually go ahead and roll a stealth check with advantage. DC 15. If you get 15 or higher, you'll get a surprise round. Okay, cool. So we'll start it off with a surprise round.
There's a natural one is the only thing. That's all you're talking. That's your
Exactly,
DC
now. Yes, so I will have a map ready for next week, and we will have some fun Titanian combat.
Yay!
Oh boy!
Crack some heads.
I love the Zook. I just like imagine the way Zook is doing this. He's like fiddling around, and as he like walks away, he just like kind of flicks it with his wrist back towards him.
That's honestly what I was thinking in my head as I was doing this.
Or maybe even like an over the shoulder.
I feel like we weren't supposed to fight these people.
Man,
We weren't supposed to go the other way either.
What happened here is we were not gonna fight him today. The session was gonna end. That's what was gonna happen no matter what. I know, Brady.
Oh, do you?
I know this will be a field day for a character that I have an idea for.
Fun stuff.
Oh, we about to fight Titanians? Oh, hell yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna end my stream. I'll be right back. Well, that was different from what I expected. I got the idea for the Titanians to be there at these stone statues on my drive home from work today. So I didn't have the battle map ready. I should have... Anytime they deal with somebody that they think is an asshole, I should always just have a battle map ready to roll. Because they're gonna try to fight them. But, yeah. Next week we'll be starting with some combat, and honestly, oh boy, with the people that they're fighting, oh boy, should be a good time though. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping they make it out, but who knows? Maybe this is where the party gets captured by the Titanians and transported and start to learn about Titanian lore and stuff like that. So hopefully you enjoyed yourselves, and we hope to see you next week. Until then, peace.